The old bridge that demands a sacrifice. It is an ancient stone bridge on the edge of a small town. It's been there for centuries, really, and no one knows exactly how many lives it has taken. The locals only whisper that if you cross it alone at midnight, you will never reach the other side unless you give the bridge what it wants. Hi, I'm here. This is a scary story. Let's begin. Mira was a journalist, a brave one who wasn't afraid to investigate stories that were supposedly cursed or haunted. But even she had her limits. The old stone bridge on the outskirts of town was one such story. Generations of villagers had whispered tales of the bridge's curse, of shoes left behind, of bloodstains on the stones, and of cries echoing from the dark water below. She stood at the edge of the bridge with her camera and a tripod, watching the last sliver of sun dip below the horizon. Beside her, her childhood friend, Raghav, nervously adjusted his glasses. He was the one who had convinced her to come. Are you sure about this, Mira? What if the stories are true? They're just stories. Raghav, she replied, though her voice betrayed a sliver of doubt. And even if there is something here, I don't think it will be a problem. Old Man Dev, the last living witness of the bridge's curse, had told them of a terrible price demanded by the bridge. A life for a life. But he wouldn't say whose life or why. As midnight approached, a thick fog began to roll over the river, carrying with it the whispers of the wind through the old wood. Of the bridge, Mira set up her camera to record as much as she could. I'll be back in a minute, she told Raghav, who was now paling visibly. She climbed onto the bridge. The fog was thick, the silence heavy. She walked slowly, her footsteps echoing in the stillness. Suddenly, a sound like a sigh echoed around her. Startled, Mira looked up. The fog was swirling faster now, tendrils reaching out like grasping claws. She could feel the cold wind on her skin, hear the whispers all around her. Then she saw him. The bridge keeper, an old man with a long white beard and watery eyes, stood before her, his form shimmering like a mirage. In his hand, he held a lantern that cast dancing shadows on the bridge. Mira stumbled back, knocking her camera onto the stones. It fell into the water with a splash. The bridge keeper took a step toward her, and she gasped. His eyes seemed to glow with an eerie light. "Who are you?" she whispered, her voice shaking. "I am the keeper of this bridge," he rasped, his voice like the grinding of stones. "And you have trespassed on my domain." Mira stared at him, fear gripping her heart. She had never believed in curses or ghosts, but in that moment, with the fog swirling around her and the old man's eyes boring into hers, she wasn't so sure anymore. The bridge keeper took another step closer, and Mira could see the hunger in his eyes, the centuries of pain and sorrow etched into his face. "What do you want from me?" she asked, her voice barely a whisper. "A sacrifice," the old man said, his eyes never leaving hers. "The bridge is hungry, and it must be fed." Mira's mind raced. What did he want? Her life. But why? And then she remembered the stories. The people who had disappeared after crossing the bridge. Some had never even made it to the other side. Others had paid the bridge's price and lived to tell the tale. The bridge keeper leaned closer, his breath hot on her neck. "You have trespassed on sacred ground," he whispered, "and now you must pay the price." He reached out a hand, his touch icy cold. And in that moment, Mira understood. The bridge didn't always take lives. Sometimes it demanded something more precious, a secret, a memory, or someone they loved. It was a choice, the old man said, his voice echoing in her head, a choice that would stay with her forever. Mira screamed the sound lost in the swirling fog. As the darkness closed in around her, she realized with a jolt that she wasn't alone. Beside her, Raghav stood frozen, his eyes wide with terror. The bridge swayed beneath their feet, and she knew she had only seconds to make her choice. So what'll it be? Guys, what will she sacrifice? Let me know in the comments section below. The hunger of the old bridge can only be satiated by one thing, by the sacrifice of one life for every century that passes, a life given willingly. The bridge is never truly satisfied, and its hunger only grows with time. That was our story for today. If you like such horror stories, subscribe for more. Also, check out these videos that I've mentioned. And as always, thanks for watching.